Cheli, let's just get started because when was this? 2 years ago? When these Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan rocked our world.
Well, rocked specifically your world.
Thank you for remembering.
In a personal way, not connected to our podcast, you were like, you need to read this book.
I was like, please, I am begging you. This book has changed my life for the better. I could not stop reading it. I remember so vividly. I was at work just fucking reading the book, going out, getting carts, just like, damn, this book is so good. I would be out here for a while, guys. Don't mind me.
There's like patients getting their blood drawn. Shut up.
No. This was when I was working retail.
Oh, okay.
Not
still patients getting in the crafts room.
Exactly.
I love that shit. Dude, you made me read that. Against my will.
Yeah. Te forcé.
I ate that shit up. These Hollow Vows is, I think, a really good introduction to fantasy if you're not used to reading fantasy. Because I feel like it's a good transition of like getting used to stories that are contemporary and don't have to world build to the point where they do have to world build. Because it felt very digestible. I fucking loved it. These Hollow Vows had a second book called These Hollow Vows 2.
These Twisted Bonds.
I keep forgetting.
Me too. It's because I get it confused with Tahereh Mafi's book.
Yeah,
These Infinite Threads.
These Twisted Bonds was such a good end to our two main characters of those books, which were Bree and Finian and Bash. But
shout out to Bash.
But though that duology was beautiful. And then we had heard about Beneath These Cursed Stars, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me that this was going to be a continuation of that world.
I didn't know either. So when I was listening to the audiobook, I was like, wait a minute, Bree,
what is she here?
What are you doing?
And it was funny because like even in the audiobook it'll mention that she looks a little older because her hair was longer. And remember how she had it cut really short? Dude, I felt like when you watch Monsters Inc. as a kid and then we were in college and Monsters University came out, I was like, she's growing up. Me too, girl. It's growing too. Dude, I was so excited to read this book.
Me too.
So going back into fantasy feels real good, but do you feel like a story in the same world
that I loved 2 years ago? Yes.
Do you think a story in that world featuring the other sister can fix your life?
Yes.
Welcome to the Book Fix podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
And we are revisiting an old friend, Lexi Ryan.
We're here, girl.
I'm so excited to talk about Beneath These Cursed Stars. I believe this is going to be its own duology.
I think so too. That's my guess. I really wish the duology would have been a trilogy though. Please.
What do you mean?
I needed more
of the first story.
I needed more of Bree and Finn.
It's so funny because I can't imagine the stress an author feels knowing that everyone loves their other characters and they're not going to talk about them much in this book. Yeah. And they're like, are they going to be mad at me?
They're just in the background like, I ate that shit up. Anytime they were in the background, I was like, I see you, bitch.
Yes. You know how you have to highlight important parts when you read? It's just anytime they mention them.
Bree. Yeah. Anytime Bree was worried about her sister Jazz, I was like, Jazz, pick yourself up. You're stressing out my girl.
I do want to mention, it didn't connect immediately when I started reading because Jasalyn in the first two books, she had been kidnapped. So we knew that she was gone. So it didn't occur to me that was the Jasalyn they were talking about.
Yeah. And then I could have sworn, because it's been a minute since we read the first duology.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that she was very like peppy, happy,
she was
cheerful. But even at the end, I swear I don't remember what she was like, but I still pictured her that way. So
Same.
when we started Beneath These Cursed Stars and she was so like depressed and just obviously affected by the torture and the kidnapping that she went through, I was just like, whoa, I don't know why I didn't expect her to be this way.
I didn't either. And from what I remember, because she didn't have much of a talking time in the other two books, but I think the book had ended with her getting saved, and it was just her relief of finally being saved, so we couldn't really see her personality.
Yeah, and the person who kidnapped her was the previous evil king,
which was King Mordeus.
Yes, and he was killed in the first duology
by Bree, who I think decapitated him.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
I don't remember exactly, but I remember it being like, whoa, girl.
So starting with this story, I just want to say that it's kind of funny that Bree became like Queen Abriela. Everyone loves her. And then the queen's husband. Who was that again?
So fucking funny. I was like, yeah, Brie, love that girl. Oh, and her husband's kind of chill too, I guess.
Can you imagine?
The king.
Or like her having this big speech like, yeah, I love my people. I'm going to protect you all. Now from King Finn, what do you want to say? I love my wife. Thank you.
And I love my life.
Thank you. God bless. And everyone's like, yes. He kind of became like
background.
He's just the wall at this point. And I don't even think he spoke, which I thought that was kind of funny.
I don't remember him speaking either. But you know what? He didn't have to say anything.
Wow.
I was like, no words needed, king. I love that shit.
Yeah. The thing is, I can't imagine him ever wanting to become king. So to me, I'm like, are you stewing? Are you good? I don't know.
He's good.
He's good. He loves his wife.
His wife is the one who's taking over. So
it's just kind of funny that this kingdom now has Abriela because she's over here dealing with human issues because Jasalyn is so, like you said, depressed. So she's over here like, Jasalyn, you turn 18. We're turning you Fae. Like that is what's happening. And I just want you to enjoy this world with me. Like it's not that bad. But it's just so weird for Jazz to hear this because it was like, you, Bree, hated the Fae.
Yeah. So now we're dealing with Jasalyn hating Fae, but knowing that she's going to become Fae when she's 18. And isn't that just like a process that happens because they were blessed by Mag or something?
Yeah.
So they were already Fae, but they weren't going to become Fae till they were 18, and they didn't know that.
And so Jazz, of course, does not want to do this, but she's being forced to, but it sucks because Bree, even though she's a very good queen, she's struggling being a sister because she doesn't know how to be there because she can't even physically be there for Jazz because Jazz doesn't like being touched.
Yeah, that was really sad. As someone who loves physical touch, I felt really bad for Brie.
As someone who hates physical touch,
I was like,
I get it.
It's kind of mirroring us a little bit.
No, it's okay.
You're like,
it's okay.
Love you, girl.
Yeah.
Little taps.
So,
Oh
no, but it felt really sad because she has all this stress and no one understands it because she doesn't want to talk about it because who would want to relive that?
But the way that the book started was her killing somebody.
Oh yeah.
She was
like,
offing a man.
I'm glad this guy's drunk, the man I'm going to kill. And she kills him with a kiss.
Which kind of romantic.
Can't wait.
And then she kept talking about a ring, right?
So she does mention that she has this ring that she bought at the fucking pulga. It felt like it. Like she bought it off of a flea market. She bought it off of a person who was like, you're just gonna have to give me something. And she was like, okay, sold. And we don't learn about that until way later what it is she gave up for it. But this ring can help her disguise herself by she'll obviously still look like her, but a yassified version of herself.
Yeah.
Anyone will do her bidding.
It's like everyone's in love with her too. They're immediately like, yes, anything you want.
You're so beautiful.
You're so
oh my
beautiful.
God.
I just want to make you happy.
Yep. And as soon as the ring is off, everyone will forget what had happened. And it's funny because the first time after she kills someone and she goes home, she gets caught by her sister and Finian. And Finian's like, oh my, wait, hold on. You look kind of good today, And it's funny because Bree's the only one who doesn't really react to this ring. So she's like, "What, Finn? What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
be the wall." Like I told you.
We had an agreement, babe. You're on our contract.
And he's over here like 2 girls that I love. Like, what do I do?
Which I thought was so interesting because Finn didn't really. It's not that he didn't care about Jasalyn, but I kind of felt like they didn't really have a relationship.
Did you read the physical book of this?
No, I listened to the audiobook.
There were 2 extra chapters in the physical book.
Oh shit.
Which nothing happened, but I will explain it. But it is in Finn's perspective too.
Oh, okay.
So I also feel the same way. Even after reading that, it just kind of felt like it was like, "Hey, Rumi."
Hey. And then when she's gone, your sister's kind of weird.
I don't know. I said hi to her, and she just looked at me. Weird.
Is it because I'm fey? Because that's fucked up.
Well, I'm gonna go face the wall.
See you, babe. Love you, girl. Gonna go do my king duties. Okay.
Can you imagine just Finn coming home like, "Sorry, Bree, I had to put in some overtime." I don't know. Just so much to do today, king duties. Okay.
I love my job.
I'm crying. Okay, so
let's skip a little forward.
Yeah. So Jazz basically is told by Bree, "You need to get out there."
You're kind of ruining the vibe here.
Yeah. I don't feel the live, laugh, love out of you right now. And my bestie Misha, the one that helped me close my window in my mind.
He is the leader to the wild fae.
Yes.
So I barely remembered him, but I was like, wasn't this bitch married?
Yeah.
So he was married, but it was more of convenience.
Yes.
And so he wasn't with that girl anymore.
And by the way, marriage of convenience, but they were besties. I do want to say that. They were really close. Mm-hmm. But he is currently single. And when Bree kind of mentions, like, "You want to go over there?" It's kind of like insinuated, like, "Are you sending me off to get married?"
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm just, you need to go.
It's different vibes over there. Like, you're more free. You see some trees.
But through what Jazz has heard in the grapevine, the reason she's being sent out is because there's currently a bunch of killings happening at night. And it's like nearby. And there's just fear that they're doing that to get to Jasalyn or to get to the kingdom. And Bree doesn't want her there for that. So she's just like, "No, you should go to Misha."
She's trying to send her away. But those killings are Jasalyn, right?
Dude.
She's fucking offing these men.
Fucking Bree's like, "What's going on? Like, I have no idea how this could be happening." And we have it'd be funny if she's like, "We moved Jasalyn and now the killings are happening over there." And the King Finn's facing the wall. He's like, "Have you ever maybe thought," he's like, "Shut up, you're the wall." Like, don't even. Yes, it is her, but we don't know that yet.
But I knew that. Come on.
I did not. I was over here like, the killings?
The first chapter, she's killing somebody.
But they made it sound like mass killings. So, like, there were, like...
her.
And they're just men. It's weird. So,
oh, you're right. It wasn't revealed till later. I do remember now. What
did you make that connection?
I did. I thought it was obvious. I was like, yeah, it's Jasalyn. That girl is wild.
Me, I was sweating. I'm like, "Oh my God, there's a new enemy."
Girl, get out of here.
I fucking hate it. Okay, so hard cut. This book is in dual perspective.
Yes, which I was shocked by. I was like, who the fuck is Felicity?
So me not having opened my third eye and apparently not my 2 front eyes either. Okay, I didn't look at the cover. So I don't know if you could put a picture of both covers, like the front and the back. There's obviously men on here. As soon as I saw the name Felicity, I was like, lesbians. That's what's lesbians.
Oh my, that is so funny because you did text me that. Yeah. You were like, "I'm kind of disappointed it's not a sapphic romance."
I kind of wish it was. I kind of wish that Jazz has hated, like, just so much hatred for men, you know? But no.
I get it, but I feel like because I already went in thinking like, "Oh no, this is the romance." I kind of already accepted it in my brain.
But I wanted to bring that up because I did think that. But Felicity, she is like, I'm guessing she used to be a store owner, but she took someone else's face and she gets visited by this dude and is just like, "Hey sister, the prophecy's here. You rang? It's me. I'm the prophecy." So we're going to get rid of this evil that I can't remember what it was, but in order to get rid of it, you need to help me. And the sister, who apparently hasn't seen the brother in years, and the reason she did that was because part of the prophecy to help their people meant that he would die, but she had to kill someone first. She didn't want to do that. So now there's a second prophecy, and it's like, no, you could help, and no one will die, except for the person we're trying to kill. But like, there's all this shit going on. but you need to help us by pretending to be someone because we need one more person for this mission to work. And the person we need is Princess Jasalyn. And so Felicity is told she needs to take Jasalyn's appearance and take Jasalyn's place in the kingdom. And she was like, that's not going to work because her sister obviously knows her. And it's like, well, no, it's going to work because she's different now. Like, she's not the same Jasalyn that used to be there. She doesn't like physical contact, so you don't have to deal with that. Like, you know, all this shit. So they do kidnap Jasalyn, bring her here. Jasalyn does hear the plan. And at first, she's not down. I don't know her turning point, though. Like, what made her be like, I bet.
Wasn't it because they were going to kill someone that she wanted to die?
It was because they heard Mordeus was coming back. And that was who was doing the killings, which we know it's Jasalyn. But it's like, oh, my God, Mordeus is back. Okay, I'm going to help you because I want to kill that bitch.
Yeah, so he was the one who had kidnapped her and tortured her. But from what we understood was that he was already dead from the first duology. Yeah. So it was like, how the fuck is he back?
Exactly. I think that if Lexi Ryan ever had the opportunity to make this a movie, I really like that scene where Jasalyn and Felicity sit together and they just talk and they look like each other. But even Felicity has a moment where she's like, no, she's a princess. And you can tell. That made me cry a little bit.
Really? Why?
I just love women. I just love them so much. Dude.
I thought you were going to say, if Lexi wants to make this a movie and make me happy, like maybe they can end up together.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I just love the fact that, like, they are both coming from very broken pasts. But they both found like comfort in just like, okay, this is what you got to know. This is me, but you're going to do fine. And she's like, no, you're going to do fine. And I'm like, I am going to do fine.
But from what Felicity understood was that she was supposed to seduce Misha too, because Misha had access to something. It'll come back to me in a second.
So he had access to a gate. And at this gate, there was
I do just want to say that Jasalyn didn't know that.
No.
Jasalyn had no idea that part of the plan was for her to seduce Misha.
And it's funny because when they talk, I think we don't hear the whole conversation. We just heard that they talked and then hours are passed and then they're ready to split. But when Felicity is recounting the conversation, she recounts when she asked like, what is Misha to you? It's like, oh, he's just Misha.
He's just some guy.
He's
just my sister's friend.
Is what, also a wall. Like he doesn't do.
No. Another man, so a wall.
No, but there's nothing much there. So this story is split between Felicity and Jasalyn. I think we should talk about Jasalyn first.
Okay, so that guy,
Kendrick Hale.
Hale. The brother, right?
Yes.
They're not actually...
Not by blood.
Yeah, they're not actually siblings. But when he went up to Jasalyn and revealed himself to her, she was like, hey, I remember you.
You were the guard that when things would go down, you would tell me to not give up. And you gave me so much hope.
No, wasn't he a prisoner? He was a prisoner. Because remember, she thought...
he was a prisoner.
She thought that...
never mind. She would have killed him if he was a guard.
Yeah, if he was a guard, she would have hated him. So when she was kidnapped by Mordeus, there were moments where she would be locked up, and he was also locked up, like in the cell next door. And she thought of him fondly because he would help her through like the toughest moments. Yeah. And just kind of like talk her through it. And I thought it was a little weird, though. I'm not going to lie, because there was an obvious age gap between them. So when they first met, I think she was 14.
Yes.
14, right? Because I remember...
He couldn't have been like...
He was 21.
Yeah, I think so.
At that time, he was 21.
That's a little weird.
It's weird because he had a moment when he was like, wow, I never noticed how beautiful she is.
You know what I hated too? When his sister became her. And for a second, he looked at his sister like...
Yeah, with like desire.
Yeah.
Ew. And then Felicity was like, whoa,
hey,
snap
no.
out of it.
That's so gross.
Me. Look at me.
Don't look at me. Like,
Yeah, that was gross. And that was very early on. So I
Yeah.
was surprised that he already felt that.
Yeah. I kind of wish, okay, Lexi, this is my first criticism of 2025. Well, since we're filming, we film every single day.
Oh my God.
I did not like that Jasalyn didn't have a slow burn. It should have been, because I don't, I hate this whole, like, I hate physical contact, but if it's him, it's okay. Like, I wish he would have not liked it for a while longer, because it doesn't work like that.
It was pretty immediate. And I agree with you. I felt the exact same way. Like, her portion of the story, I liked less, even though I felt like a lot was happening in her side on some parts. And it was kind of exciting when she would turn into like a different thing because of the ring. But I just wish that her relationship with Kendrick was slower and would happen more organically. Like, it kind of just felt like, yeah, you know what? We're spending a lot of time together. So obviously we like each other.
Yep. To speed through her part, because I'm glad we feel the same way about this. It did feel kind of fast. So it was her and Kendrick and three of his besties. It was two males and one girl, female.
And the female was so rude to Jasalyn. I remember that she would always make her feel like, oh, well, you're not used to this, huh, Your Highness? You're used to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
But us, we had to suffer.
I fucking hated that shit because it was like, do you not remember? I just became princess like 2 seconds ago. Like, this wasn't my lifestyle. I also suffered and I got tortured.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I fucking hated that shit.
I hated it too.
And the two men, I thought they were mujeriegos for a while.
Womanizers.
Yeah. Thank you. I thought that's who they were. So when they came out as like
together.
Yeah. I was down for it, but just their personalities towards her, I wasn't really feeling it at first.
Yeah, I get it.
So it really only felt like the three support and then Kendrick and her. So I don't know. But they were traveling to go on a little walk. I know they had to get somewhere, but I don't remember why. They had to kill someone who wasn't Mordeus. It was someone else.
I don't remember. I think it just had to do with the prophecy, but I don't remember who it was either.
But all you need to know about Jasalyn's part is that when she sees Mordeus lackeys, she's over here like, okay, everyone go to sleep. I'm just going to put this ring on real quick. And she would kill people, of course. But there was the first time
she would move in the middle of the night. I remember that.
The first time she does it, she's only wanting to kill one person. And first of all, she gets caught by the lackeys. And it's so funny because as soon as they see her, I say lackeys, that's not nice. It's the three friends. But honestly, I don't remember much about them.
Me neither. I don't remember their names.
I thought it was funny when she got caught and the guy was like, I think I love you. I think this is it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and he says like, well, what do you want me to do? Go to sleep. Okay, I'll do that. And he like leaves to go to sleep. So when she goes down to kill one of the Mordeus ex-workers, Kendrick comes down and is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And she's over here, ring on, yassified, and is like, why
you can see me?
Yeah. What do I look like? And it's like, you're like you?
A basic girl. What do you mean?
Not like I have a crush on you or anything. I don't know. But
I was a little bit confused by this.
Yeah, but did you know why he couldn't? Like, by this point?
I honestly don't even remember. Because I remember it was very confusing because he talked to her like normally. But then the next day he said he didn't remember anything.
No, he didn't. So then I was like, Weird how that works. But then they also go like, did you hear there was like a mass killing of a bunch of men last night?
That's crazy.
Like Jasalyn's like sweating like, oh, that's weird. That's weird that happened. I don't know.
Sometimes it follows me. I don't know.
I know. And they're like, yeah, whoever did it was really methodical. And she's just like,
and kind of beautiful too, might I say.
Say more.
What else about that?
I don't know. Whoever did it must have been a bad bitch, but I don't know. I wasn't there. But
she was.
She was. But there's that going on. And I'm starting to notice like she shouldn't be wearing that ring because she's having now moments of like memory lapse. Like she's not remembering what's going on. More people are dying.
Yeah.
I still hadn't made the connection.
Yeah, like I feel like one morning she woke up and there was like mass killings and she was like, no, that's crazy because I only killed one.
Yeah. No, I don't want to take credit for all of this. It was done really well.
It was. And yeah, I did amazing. And yeah, I looked sexy doing it.
And maybe I am. And there is a huge sign that says Jasalyn did it. But it wasn't me, I swear.
I only killed one. So yeah, I thought it was a little obvious.
It's crazy though, because every time she does these killings too, she gains a scar. And everyone's like, where the fuck are you getting these scars? Fucking the biggest trope of Kendrick being like, who did this to you? And I'm like,
me, bitch.
It's a fucking cicatriz. It's a scar. Obviously, she could have, if I was her, I would have been like, that was a long time ago. It's a scar.
Yeah.
You know?
She's a bad liar though. So.
No, they just kind of pop up like that. Like, really? That's not a good, okay, whatever. So what we figure out in her storyline is that Mordeus is in the process of coming back. And
there's a point where she can't take the ring off anymore.
Her little deal with the person that sold it to her at the flea market was she needed to give up her fae life. And because Jasalyn was so depressed and didn't want to be fae to begin with, she said yes. But her going through this journey, slowly falling in love with Kendrick and slowly like loving people around her again, she's like, fuck, I don't want to lose this anymore.
And also she's able to touch him.
Yeah.
Don't they kiss?
They do.
I was also confused by this.
They're allowed to kiss without the ring. Yeah, she can kiss without the ring, but when she puts it on, she has a deadly kiss. Okay. So, and we figure out too, the reason that Abriela and him don't react is because it doesn't affect people that love her. Which, for the fact that Finian reacted, we're family, okay?
So fucking funny. Dude,
I mean, how can you react?
That shit up.
He's facing the wall.
And he only loves his wife, so as he should.
It's so fucking funny. So Mordeus is slowly coming back through the killings that she's doing. I don't know how. I'm guessing he's like taking all these souls.
Because all of these souls, I think they're going into her ring, right? Yes. And so it's like powering him up so that he could be reincarnated. But I thought it was crazy because it had like a reveal of, oh my God, he's coming back and it's because of me. Like it's everything that I'm doing. Yes.
You know what part I liked? That we don't have to get into too much because I think you should read this entire 3 books. They're so good.
And they're easy reads too.
There's this point where we figure out that Kendrick is a king or meant to be king.
Oh my God, dude. This like reveal, honestly, I had to reread it or re-listen because I was listening to it. And I was like, wait, hold on. What the fuck is happening right now?
And he was set to marry someone because it was part of the prophecy. But she had died a long time ago. And that's all that was said about her. And Jasalyn,
I thought she went missing. Because wasn't he like, and if I happen to see her,
he'd know because they're soulmates.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be bonded. You're right. She did go missing. So Jasalyn was just kind of like, oh, he does seem like someone who would do what the prophecy says. But and whatever. He does. So they find, well, there's like this fight in the town they're in. And someone comes up to him and is like, hey, we found her. We found the girl who was missing. And it was the cellmate that Jazz had in her cell when she was kidnapped by Mordeus.
The girl that
Krissa? Yeah. And she's over here like, oh my God, because now it's hitting her like now he has to get married. And he has a moment where he looks at Krissa and then he looks at Jasalyn and he's like, and then he looks at the wall and then he becomes the wall. No, but he
disappears. He
has that moment just to figure out that that's not actually Krissa. It was like an ambush that had happened. So someone had pretended to be her. A lot of fighting goes on and both him and Jazz run away. And he tells her like, that was the only moment in my life where I've wanted to be selfish and not follow the prophecy. And it's like, wait,
what are we?
Wait, what?
Okay.
Yeah. And I think her story ends with her thinking like, I'm going to fucking kill Mordeus. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, actually, don't you remember that she was mad Kendrick because she realized that
he
actually
I
worked.
forgot about that.
He worked for Mordeus, didn't he? Or
No,
worked
he
with
made
him?
a deal with Mordeus because Krissa was in the cell. And Mordeus was like, if you could just have Jazz like survive this and eat, you can have Krissa.
Okay, yeah. I was a little bit confused by that because I thought they were like bros or something.
They just struck a deal.
Okay, so Jazz was pissed because she was like, okay, so this whole time I thought you were also a prisoner with me. And you were like, I guess like
fake prisoning?
curing her in a way, I guess. Or he was healing her and she had a whole different perspective of, you know, what their relationship was. And so for her to find out that this whole time he had a deal with Mordeus, it really broke her. And honestly, I felt pissed with her. I was like, what the heck? Kendrick? A second there, I was like, wait, are they not supposed to be together? Because it feels like they are. So
but
confused.
Kendrick, didn't he have a moment like, I can explain, wait, you have to understand, and she leaves, right? And then that's when she thinks to herself, I'm gonna go fucking kill Mordeus. I'll find him. But she can't take off her ring anymore, so it's at that point the end for Jasalyn.
Yeah,
this half of the story I did really like, but I ate it because it was there.
Yeah, it was served to me, so what can I do?
If I had to if I had to rate this side of the story, I'm gonna say like a 4.
We would never rate
like
half
of the story is a 4. Okay. So let's talk about just pure gold, art, literature. Dude, Felicity.
I was so confused. I was like, Felicity, I'm just confused. Is Jasalyn supposed to be with Misha? Because Misha's falling for Jasalyn, but it's not Jasalyn.
Dude, okay, so Felicity goes, first of all, her leaving, she's over here like, I haven't been around people in a while. The only person I've ever had a crush on was this one guy who doesn't even talk to me anymore, and I have to seduce this man who's a king. And she's over here like she knows like how to be proper, so her being in front of a king is like, whoa, that's a lot. So she first of all meets up Abriela, and Abriela's like, you're gonna do great, Misha's really nice, and I mean, you don't have to marry him, but like,
but he also he is also very handsome. Love that guy. Also, because she was pretending to be Jasalyn, there was a moment when Jasalyn was gone, right? Because she was taken by Kendrick.
Oh, yeah.
So she had to pretend like, oh, it's because I was in love with somebody. And that's why I went missing, because that was my one true love. But you know what? It's over now because... I don't know. There was like this whole convoluted story, and Brie was like, well, why didn't you tell me? And even if he was broke, like, it's okay. Like, you can be with whoever you want. And Jasalyn fake Jasalyn was like, well, it's because, you know, we're over now, so I can go with Misha now, I guess.
But it's so funny because that was the plan. But in Felicity's head, while this plan is going through, like the whole story, she's like, this is the nicest queen I've ever met.
Like, she's a big fan of Brie. Like, she's just like, she's so sweet. Love that girl.
Yeah.
But
okay, so she goes to Misha.
And I felt like, okay, Felicity, she's trying to play her cards right. Yeah. She's just like, I can't act too out of character. Jasalyn is supposed to be sad and
ready,
sad, and also doesn't like touch. And I don't know, because Misha invited her out because, you know, I think he wanted to distract her a little bit. He's heard the tales of, you know, that she was in love with someone else and they broke up. But Felicity was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay in my room today and just decompress. And I thought that was interesting because I honestly expected her to like act fast, you know, like, okay, be super sweet, seduce this man, and seduce him again. And
by the way, she's on a time limit because she has a clump of Jasalyn's hair.
Oh, yeah.
And in order for her to look like Jasalyn, she has to use a hair a day. So she's taken her time.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting, though, that she had to have this hair.
Yeah. Can you imagine if a cleaner found that?
Oh, God.
Is this yours?
It's
good. Leave it there.
Leave it there.
Leave it there, please.
Please, don't touch it. Thank you. I mean, it means a lot to me. But anyway, so Misha and Felicity's relationship was a lot slower. And I felt like the way that it was progressing was really freaking sweet because Misha had never had any feelings for for Jasalyn before. But for some reason he was like, I feel this like weird pull to this girl now. And I remember that there was a moment when he wanted Jasalyn to train, but somebody else trained her, right?
Yeah.
And she like looked a little like, oh,
disappointed
by it, like, oh, okay, fine. And then when they would hang out, I don't remember exactly what they would talk about, but
well, he was, without trying, like flirty with her. And you're not gonna miss me too much, right? You're not gonna do. And so that was like a lot of their banter. And when they would hang out, it would be her kind of like reading him, like, you really want to be married, don't you? I could tell.
And he's supposed to be looking for a wife because I think he wants an heir.
Yeah.
And his ex-wife, which is his friend, she shows up too for like a second, right?
But I do really like that before she shows up, he tells Jasalyn, Felicity, like, don't worry, I know we're both single and they are pushing us to be together, but that's not why you're here. Like, that's not the reason, and I don't want you to think that's the reason.
And Felicity's like, but like, why not? What if we hang out a bit?
But they do have moments where when they're talking. I think there's a moment where they're sitting together and she meets his pet bird for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
the spy.
This is how I know what you're doing, because, like, my bird tells me, you know, they keeps an eye on whatever. But they have a moment where they're just staring at each other, and he's like, this is crazy, but do you feel this?
And she's like, yeah, a little bit.
And then they get cut off short because someone's like, oh, you're needed elsewhere. And she's like, okay, that's never fucking happening again. Like, I gotta put my walls up. That's what I'm here to do, a mission. Tomorrow I'm going to ask him about these gates that I need to find, because her whole mission is that if she can find these gates, she can find a sword, and this sword in the prophecy is what's needed to kill Mordeus or whoever they need to kill. And she is set on it, and she does ask about it, and she does figure out that, like, these gates are somewhere with these specific types of flowers. But that's all she really knows. But throughout this, she's also Jasalyn. So it's like, oh, you need to go to all these balls. You need
these events. Yeah. Yep. I really liked that moment. I don't remember when it happened, but Felicity was eavesdropping on Misha. And I think Misha was talking to his friend / ex-wife.
Yeah.
And Misha was telling them, like, oh yeah, you know, I had what was it, a dream or a prophecy or something of who their soulmate was, and it was Felicity, but he didn't know that.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you know, I know what the girl looks like, but I've never seen her before though, so you know what,
yeah,
oh well, I can't dwell on it.
But Jasalyn is also like really nice.
Yeah, so he's like, I feel something for Jasalyn, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. And he does mention, like, something I've never felt before. So it's very obvious that, like, this wasn't a feeling that ever occurred when he actually met the real Jasalyn.
Thank God.
I know. So they do have a lot of moments together where, well, first of all, we learn that Felicity's power is, like, this type of empathy where if she talks to someone, she could perceive them really well. And she has Misha talk to one of the workers, and through that can tell that he really likes people, and he's really envious of people who have families, because that's all he wants. And he's like, that's a really good power to have, like, we'll help you hone it, you know, there's a person we can go visit who can, like, help you with that, but you're gonna need to, like, open your walls a little bit in your mind. And she's like, fuck that, they can't know that I'm not Jasalyn. But when they go, this lady freaks out and is like, you're hiding, you're wearing a mask, you're, you know, all
you're
this
not
stuff.
You or something like that. And she's like, yeah, what the fuck? And he's like, it's because of the torture and the kidnapping, you know, that's why. So he was immediately, like, understanding of, you know. Also, he thought the whole empathy thing was because, oh, that's her fae power. That's, you know, needs to be honed in and, you know, practiced a little bit more. So I was a little nervous because I was like, okay, she's empathetic, but that's not her. That's not Jasalyn's power.
They go to a ball, and I think by this point they had already kissed once. And the first kiss I think they have in like it's like a sauna type thing where they both get in the water. And I don't remember why, like what causes the kiss, but they do say like a lot of tension.
A lot of tension.
Dude, I felt the tension.
Me too. Dude, I was like, dude, fucking kiss.
Dude, I was clenched. I was like, fuck. So I fucking felt this, but it just made me so sad because that's not her face.
Yeah, you know? I was so worried.
Yeah.
The whole time I kept thinking when he finds out that that's not Jasalyn, it's gonna break that man.
Dude. And I knew it was gonna happen at the end of the book.
Me too.
It's gonna happen in this book and it's gonna hurt and I'm ready. I'm so ready. So they kissed and he's like, this is crazy. I never thought. I mean, a miracle, right? And so she runs off, I think.
Yeah, I think she does.
Right? And
just too much emotion, you know?
The next day, she's just kind of like, okay, need to go to this ball. It's going to be kind of weird, but whatever. Mm-hmm. And she goes up to this one prince of another place. And he's like, hey, you know, single, you know, over here. But are you thinking of marrying the king, Misha? Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, nothing's going on between us. It's funny because his bird's over here like, what?
Guac?
The bird comes back. What did you hear? Squeak, squeak, beep.
He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. No way. This whole time I thought we were feeling something.
Wait. Peep, peep. Oh my God.
No, but wasn't it this ball too when Misha was supposed to be like talking to other prospects potentially?
Yes, it is. Oh, by the way, it wasn't that man that asked her. It was the past queen who had asked her.
Oh, yes.
And then the past queen was like, you know what? Whatever your intentions are, the only thing I ask is that please don't break his heart.
Don't break his heart because it's very fragile. She's like, I would never do that.
Yeah, I know.
Fingers crossed, like, no, never.
But then afterwards, she's out like by a balcony and he comes over and is like, a bird told me you were here. A little birdie. So I
Not my bird, another one.
I know. I don't know. I heard that you weren't interested.
Which is crazy because we had that really nice kiss.
Yeah, I don't know. And then she's just kind of like, I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. Are you still thinking about that baker boy?
That broke baker?
Yeah, or the guy you were dancing with, you know? Mm-hmm. And she was just like, no, it's none of that. It's nothing like that. And then they kiss again. And it's, dude, their love is so good.
I love them so much.
I know.
And then when we would go back to Jasalyn's, I was like, oh, God,
I get it. The ring.
I'm over here experiencing true love. Get to the point.
So then she obviously is like, I'm falling in love with him. This is crazy. I can't do this anymore. Mm. And when I think they walk to her room together and they're ready. Like he's so like, I'm going to fucking have sex with this woman. But she's like, no. Hold on, no. And he's like, you're right. I'm gonna give you space. Mm-hmm. But, you know, yeah. And they were about to, and she's like, fuck, what do I do? So she gets visited by the person she used to have a crush on, who's part of Kendrick's team, but not one of the main ones. Mm-hmm. But he comes over and is like, so that's what you're doing with your time.
Yeah. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
And she's like, this is the bitch I had a crush on?
Yeah. Loser.
No. So he's like, you're obviously taking your sweet ass time. So I'm going to give you an incentive. And he takes the hairs that she uses to turn into Jasalyn, pulls out like 3 or 4. And he's like, that's how much time you have.
Dude, I was stressed. I was so fucking stressed.
So she goes to find the gate. She finds it and gets incredibly wounded. Mm-hmm. And Misha's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? And I don't remember the complete turn of events. Read the book. But they figure out. How do they figure out?
I don't remember how it comes out either, but
the fact that she was there. Because she's not going to make it. Mm-hmm. And he protects her.
I think her walls are down, right? Because she's so injured.
Yes.
Is that why?
I think that's why. But that happens. He is angry, but he still saves her. Mm-hmm. And then when they're in the prison, that's when So
she's locked up now.
She's locked up.
her face is her face now. And he makes a comment like, oh, wow, it's because you got into my head and you knew that's really sad for you to do that to me.
And she's over here like, Misha, please listen to me. And he's like, no, it's king to you.
King.
First of all.
And bow while you're at it.
And that kiss, I didn't even like it. The bird too was like so
she was like tweet tweet tweet.
I know. I fucking can't. So he's over here super upset and he's like, I don't know why I shouldn't kill you now. And he was like, it's because I know where Jasalyn is. She's fine. You have to trust me that she's fine.
No, but wasn't she also like, but also you need to also worry about her because she gave up her fae to do this. And he was like, enough. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
You know who you should be talking to? Bree, why don't you come in here?
Step right in, Bree.
Bree comes in, Finn facing the wall. Not, of course, not talking. But Abriela's like, where the fuck is my sister?
She's pissed.
You know? And she's so, like already talking about like, oh, your death is gonna be so fucking slow.
Yeah.
You don't know the shit I'm capable of. I'm crazy in here. Dude.
And Finn's in the back like, she is crazy.
Dude, look at this. Breaks her own finger. You don't know the shit I'm capable of, okay? Fucking Felicity's like, fuck.
I thought you were so cool. And now I'm scared.
But even then she's like, oh my God, that's hot.
She's
so
such
hot.
a queen. Love that girl.
So she tells her like, you need to believe me and I can tell you something that, you know, no one else would know. I know that the thing Jasalyn gave up as a trade was the Grimoire-con. I forget what it's called, but it's a book.
It's a book, yeah.
That is in the safekeeping of the kingdom where Queen Bree is. And she doesn't say anything, but she's just like, okay. And she leaves with Misha and Finian, and they're all like, she's telling the truth. So we need to figure out where Jasalyn is. Maybe we can do a trade-off. And Misha's like, well, she really wanted something near the gates. It's like, okay, so you need to work with her, give her what she needs, and we need to find Jasalyn.
Yeah.
So they're going to, in the second book, are going to have to continue to work together. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I love them so much.
Dude, I was so...
Anything that gives me Bridge Kingdom vibes, I'm like, I'm
Dude,
here for
fucking
it.
for real. I'm so fucking here for this shit because I want the tension.
Lexi, it better be a slow burn.
I really
Don't
hope-
fuck this up, Lexi.
I really hope that the second, like, 2 covers, we can finally see what Felicity looks like. I want to see her. Because what I'm imagining, because she always talks about herself as like, I'm kind of average, I'm really short, and she's really curvy, so I'm guessing she's like a little bigger. I want to see what she looks like.
I have no idea.
I don't either. I don't know
what to picture her. She's
Yeah.
not on the cover. I don't. I have the book,
So
but
both,
I haven't actually looked at it.
both covers, because if you remember in Jasalyn's cover, she's they enchanted her so she has no scars and she looks a little more badass, so she has like a, what's it called, an undercut. And then on the other side it's also Jasalyn but with the scars, and she's like proper, like she looks like a princess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I need to look at them.
but you can tell in both of their eyes that they're like different people. Oh dude, I fucking love this book so much.
Me too. I was here for it. I just wish that Jasalyn's love story with Kendrick would have been a little bit better.
Slower.
Just a little bit slower, yeah.
Yeah, I wish they really hadn't had a love. Like, I wish there was tension, but I wish nothing would have developed in this first book. I wish it would have
Until
developed more
maybe
in
the
second.
end.
Yep.
Maybe the end.
Yeah.
When it was like revealed that he
Like, maybe they
made
could
the
have
deal.
kissed once and then the betrayal would have happened. But
that would have hit. But
I don't know,
whatever.
Lexi. Take notes. I don't know.
Lexi, no, we love Lexi Ryan.
So the thing I wanted to bring up, there was 2 extra chapters.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Tell me what
They were
happened.
really, really short. One of them was in Abriela's point of view. So in that chapter, it was basically her going like, no, she's right. It was stolen months ago, the book. So she is telling the truth. And like, I can't believe I didn't realize like Jasalyn had been part of this. And that was basically it. So Finian's was really funny because like He didn't talk once. You know what I mean?
He talked.
And he was
we're downplaying.
He was over here comforting, like, it's okay, Brie. Like, it's not your fault. Like, and then in his head, he's thinking, I should have noticed that Jasalyn was different. And it's like, bitch, you didn't know her. Wait, that was her name? I thought her name was Jasmine. Like, he's just like fucking like, fuck. But he was like, I should have noticed. I can't believe I didn't notice. But now we're going to do all we can to help her. And, you know, Brie, it's going to be okay. And that's it. It's really them just comforting each other.
That was fan service. She's like, these bitches missed this couple. Let me just throw in. At least make them kiss, Lexi.
I
Damn.
know, please.
Make out a little bit.
Yeah. But I just thought it was funny that he was like, I should have noticed.
I should have noticed because I definitely know everything about her.
And like those times we hang out when we walk in the same room accidentally and we like walk across each other. That's my favorite quality time with her.
I just love hanging out with her.
Oh, I just love it.
With
so
my
much.
sister-in-law. Love that girl.
Jasalyn.
Jasalyn. Yeah, that girl.
Yeah. I'm keeping track of the Book Fix Goodreads.
You are?
So I am. I did put this as currently read. So not that this episode will be going up. I'm putting them up as we do it.
As we post them. That's what I'm doing for Fable.
I am trying really hard to figure out Goodreads. So please be patient with me. But I kind of wanted to start a book club chat on there. So if you want to read with us, it'd be nice if people like sent us questions as we like are posting these.
That would be so cool.
I will always have our currently read updated. So you could please tell us what you want us to specifically talk about.
Should I do that for Fable too?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 for both of us.
Yeah. How did you know I was gonna give it a 5?
I felt it. I felt it. I know
what if
you.
I was like, no, 2.
No fucking way. I feel like we know each other well enough. We both love Lexi's writing. She just knows how to do it.
She just knows
how to break me.
How to give me what I want. Break me so that in the next book it's going to be so satisfying when they get together.
Well, if anyone is listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, please leave a review recommending us our next read and a rating of 5 stars, because that shit helps so much. So that would be amazing. If you have extra money and you want to support us, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon, and it really just serves as a way for our listeners to let us know that you really enjoy our content. You can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can also find us on buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix or coffee, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. We are back for this year. I don't think there's going to be any delays in our content this year, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Don't think so, but
if you also want to watch any of our other episodes, I do recommend you watch these Hollow Vows and these Twisted Bonds. For the other two, if you watched all of this and didn't watch that, that's fucking crazy. But
I think we did one video for that.
We did. We talked about both in one. Wow, look at us. Innovative. Okay. But if you also want to hear us talk about other fantasy books, I really liked our episode for The Bridge Kingdom. That was a really good book.
So good.
And it has a very similar vibe to this book. I recommend it. Also watch our reels. They're kind of funny. If you want to support us on social media, we do have a TikTok at the Book Fix at the Book Fix, and then we have a Threads, an Instagram, and a Goodreads, and a Fable at the Book Fix Pod. Thank you. Okay, why don't we read a positive and negative rating for this book? I will take the negative because I'm interested.
Okay.
This comes from Megan, who gave it a 1 out of 5 on Goodreads, who wrote, No. After really loving these Hollow Vows duet, I was so excited to find out that there was a spin-off for them. However, I'm disappointed to say that I do not care for the way this one is set up. Even having read the previous books, the lack of reviewing the world building and magic system and what happened in These Hollow Vows duet makes this feel extremely jarring and like I've been dumped in the middle of a story without any clue to what happened in the previous 50%. As this takes place 3 years after These Hollow Vows, I truly feel like there needs to be more explanation of what the heck has been going on. Maybe we get that later in this book. However, it was a major disservice to this book to not do this from the get-go, especially for the people who picked this one up for not realizing, or picked this one up first, not realizing that without having read these hollow vows, they will have an even harder time figuring out what exactly the point is of everything. When the time comes of Lexi creating a new series, I will happily jump right in. However, I do not think I will be continuing my journey with this spin-off.
Okay, this comes from Vanessa. They gave it 5 out of 5 and they wrote, "Holy moly, I wanted to give this book all of the damn stars because just wow, I'm so in love with this impressive fantasy world. Lexi Ryan is so creative and is a master of her craft. Her writing voice speaks to me on so many levels. Her writing is polished, fluid, powerful, and so skilled. I love the way that she incorporated her ideas into the story. The plot was so multifaceted and it kept me thinking and craving more. These were such fantastic characters. I grew attached to them so easily. Overall, this was a brilliant story that clawed into me and wouldn't let me go. That cliffhanger got me in a tizzy, y'all. I don't know how I'm going to wait for the sequel to be released. It will be the grandest torture."
Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Dang, dude.
It is torture, though. How do we get an arc?
Hi, Lexi. Okay, wait.
Okay, here's my audition, okay?
Yeah, so we're going to cut here and send her this. Hi, Lexi, it's us.
You remember the girls that loved these hollow vows?
Wait, can you put a picture of us from that episode?
These twisted bonds.
It's us.
Remember us?
It's us. So we ate this book up. Like, I had the physical copy, but I ate it. So
oh my god. And I also ate the audiobook, so
yeah.
We're full.
You used to have your device where you listen to it. You also ate that.
I ate it. It's gone.
No, that makes sense why it's not here. So we would happily take the second book out of your hands. I mean, wait.
The fourth book.
Fourth. Oh, sorry, fuck.
Fuck, okay. Let me start over.
Hey, it's us. I think that's
we'll wait patiently because I know we're going to get it. Thank you.
Yeah. Patiently waiting, impatiently us. The book fix.
Thank you.